basically, like, I've had various different conversations with people where they do not agree with guns, or I should say not agree with guns, but are afraid to use guns or afraid to own guns, and think that the only reason that gun violence exists is because guns are something we can get. I've had tons of conversations with people on social media. I've overheard conversations with people at the bar, and in my life, I have never not had a gun around me. So I think personally that learning gun safety and knowing how to use firearms is the most important thing to preventing more problems. Because as soon as people are terrified of something, they're going to try to get rid of it. That's the first instance that people go for. I'm scared, so it must not exist. So one of the biggest conversations that I ever had, I had with two of my old roommates. And this was on social media, but it was a long, long conversation. And we weren't living together at this point. But I think I had started it with, yeah, let's ban guns because that's going to resolve the whole problem. And mind you, this was like 5 years ago, something like that. So there's a lot of little tidbits of information that I don't recall. But eventually, I remember my old roommate comparing it to Pearl Harbor. And I was like, okay, Pearl Harbor is not even slightly the same thing, okay? Because I think what he was essentially saying was, well, we beget violence with violence. So they bombed Pearl Harbor and so we nuked them, was pretty much the conversation. And I was like, you do not have to fight guns with guns. Like, but if it comes down to it, knowing what you have to do in a situation is so much better than sitting there and hoping someone doesn't kill you. Because if you are stuck in a space like a school or like Vegas, God forbid you end up in one of these kinds of situations, if you don't know what to do, you are a sitting duck. You can't fight back, you can't do anything other than run. Because if the person who wants to kill you, they will find a way. It doesn't matter if it's guns. They can make bombs out of household products. There are so many different things that you can do to make a weapon. There are prisoners in prison who make guns out of regular things. People in prison make shivs out of random things. There's always a way for somebody who wants to hurt somebody to make a weapon and kill somebody with it. So if you don't know how to defend yourself, you are much more likely to end up being the one who's dead. And that's really all my argument was about it. It eventually just ended. Like, we just stopped talking about it on social media, because honestly, you don't really change people's opinions on social media. But that was that whole conversation. I wish I remembered all the details, because then I just go through all of it.